You call it a triangle axiom.
I do, yeah.
You know?
Right, so you've
It's the echo in your brain. You know you can't sustain the misconceptions in your mind. One day you'll see for sure what all of this was for. Then you can leave it all behind. The journey begins. I am the one, yeah, that will show the proof. I am the one, yeah, that is searching for the truth. I am the whispers of the logic in your mind. I am an agent of the Logos. In the beginning was found this thing that cannot speak. It's how we all truly learn. It's only ever attained when one lets go of fear. So don't let wisdom pass you by. The journey begins. I am the one here that will show the proof. I am the one here that is searching for the truth. I am the whispers of the logic in your mind. I am an agent of the Logos. It was there all along. How could I never have seen this thing that's danced all around? It wasn't until I left behind the things I believed that I could see things so clear. The journey begins. Become the one here that will show the proof. Become the one here that is searching for the truth. Become the whispers of the logic in their minds. Become an agent of the Logos. Become an agent of the Logos. We are the agents of the Logos.
And we are live. Welcome everyone. It is Friday, free for all Friday. Everyone knows. Come on in. Topic free for all. Think the topic heavily. We've not been round for the last 3 days, and if you've not been round, then you've missed it, because we've gone over the Sophists. We're trying out a new thing with Plato, going over learning the organon midweek, and also learning how to debate, how to discuss things, how about learning the identity, learning how to define things, going over the sophistry that's rife in this arena. And when I say this arena, I mean social, over the entire internet. This is brand new, right? This is, whatever this is, it's developed in this arena around us as we've been growing up, right? There was no internet when I was a kid. I remember dial-up, time before the internet. there seems to have been a lack of logic taught within understanding of just about anything. Also, there's a lack of knowing about it. There's a lack of honesty really within this thing. I mean, for instance, let's say when somebody says that they're not something, then why should you continue saying that it's different? I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say really. It's just
yeah, you shouldn't, right? It's a extreme lack of on the level is what it is. Straightforwardness, honesty. And then there are people who actually say that they're honest while they're being dishonest. It's an incredible thing. Maybe it's always been, I don't know, because we just did get done reading the Sophist. So maybe it's just been around for millennia. Humans being human beings and not being straightforward with one another. But then you need to be able to identify those people, don't you? So you can be wary of them.
Yeah, there's I don't know. We've I've watched it today personally. I've seen people misrepresent all of this stuff, represent me. People say I'm lying for all sorts of stuff, but literally I've watched sophistry within modern science.
Yeah, it seems to be the norm. But then again, when you're, the advantage to ignoring truth and reality is that you get to create whatever you want, like this game that you're playing right now. You get to live in a world that doesn't really exist, doesn't adhere to to truth and logic. But everybody seems good with it. Well, there are several people that aren't good with it. I count myself among them.
Well, like I say, I think we had to say a couple of times today that we're not in that arena.
Not in it and don't care about it either. Literally do not care. But people continue to come to us because we claim things that we have a proof for that don't seem to match their idea of their God. And because it doesn't match their idea of their God, they have a problem with it. Well, that's a you problem, quite honestly. That's not an us problem. That's a you problem. We still don't care about your God. In whatever form your God takes, don't care at all. However, we do have proofs in reality. And if you choose to deny them, again, that's a you problem. And we won't take that away from you, right? Hey, if you want to live in that world, fantasy world, like I was playing this game right here, good for you. Live in the fantasy world. There's lots of people living in a fantasy world in 2023, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, to be honest with you, I've really enjoyed what we did this week, and having like we did flat Earth math just come in here. The flat earther, like, as far as I'm concerned, that's what a flat earther is.
Self-identified, right?
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of him pointing his finger, he identifies as flat earth math and then walks around telling other people they're flat earthers.
Yeah.
Read your handle, dude. You picked of your own free will, your own volition, you decided to identify on Discord as a flat earther.
But then also claims that that's somehow not a deception. That's the thing that just floors me. Like, how can you not How can you not just admit that, yeah, that's a deception, but it's for a purpose? I mean, he wouldn't even admit that it's a deception. But there's so many people in this arena that are deceivers themselves. And I think I said it. Of course, we haven't been live, like Bev said, in 3 days, but I think I said it earlier this week, right? That there's in this particular arena, let's say, there's all sorts of people with all sorts of different agendas. Some of them are money making agendas. Some of them are just trolls for troll's sake. Some of them are, quote unquote, true believers in their God, whatever that God might happen to be, right? But none of them give a shit about the proofs or about the truth. None of them. That's this little arena, and people like the guy we had in earlier today, who shall not be named, uh, somehow thinks that we should care about that arena. Why in the world would we care about an arena where they have their all these different agendas except the truth, except reality, except proofs? Somehow they act surprised that we're not interested.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I have actually found the Sophists, and I do quite enjoy combative arguments. I think pretty worthwhile. Except, as we found today, there's a particular people that claim to be mathematics teachers that don't seem to even understand the argument that they're bringing forward. There's another scientist that claimed to be scientist that's made a series of 3 I'd say sophistical videos that are linked together with the purpose of modern science to I don't know, bend horizontal with science. Can you scientifically deny the dictionary?
You can deny anything you like nowadays, including the dictionary, including reality.
Yeah, like we learned over the last few days that it's all about the definition. And I will give you an example of what we've learned over the last few days. Within a definition also. Eye level. Can anybody define what eye level is? I've been asking somebody who wants to relate the horizon to eye level and asking them what is eye level? Let's have a definition of eye level to see whether it's different, right? Because you've got eye and level. Like, so when you place these two things together, what exactly does it mean? What's everybody's? Because I mean, I've had a few decent answers to that problem, but I'm not so sure it's what people imagine, right? When you look into it to define.
Well, to me, it's certainly not a mathematical thing. Can't be to me, right? To me, just a layman, right? Eye level is if I attempt to look straight ahead, assuming that my head is not tilted down or tilted up, but it probably is in some way, because how the hell would I know? Its eye level would be the thing that I'm looking at when my eyes are looking straight ahead and I'm not, my head's not tilted up or down or sideways. That to me is eye level.
For me also, that would be just popular meaning of that. Nothing scientific there.
Nope.
Well, a few of the answers we've had is it's the level of your eye, which is a vertical datum. It's just the height of your eye, vertical.
Yeah, I suppose you
Is
could
it?
look at it that way. Absolutely.
Wouldn't be wrong,
No, I
right?
don't think it
It's
would be wrong.
neither a plane nor a line. It's just a
Right.
vertical position on a vertical datum of which your eye is.
Exactly. Which could change depending on whether you're sitting, standing,
Yeah, it could be
head
classed as
head
like an
tilted up or
elevation
down.
marker. It's just on the vertical datum. It has
Yep.
a fixed number to it, and it either being the height your eyes are above your feet,
hmm
or adjusted to any other datum that you may imagine.
Yep. I agree. I can agree with that.
But there lies the problem. How do you relate that to the horizon? Something
Well, I don't.
that's
But,
an optical effect. It's
hmm
I don't know. I don't know who would do that.
I don't know why you would need to do that. Why would you ever want to associate the horizon to if you put it the way that you did here just a second ago, the vertical datum of your eye? What would be the need to do that?
Well, that was there was a scientist, a guy who was attempting to perform science on the horizon, and he was using eye level in one of his videos. He was
Interesting.
using.
Was that for a practical purpose, or was he building something, or
He's got 3
why did he
videos.
need
Yeah,
to do
he's building a sophistical argument in order to, I believe, in attempt to bend horizontal scientifically. So he's trying to use eye level. He's using a curve, and he's using a circle, all relating to the horizon, whilst completely ignoring the argument using the horizon. Well, the corollary of the argument ends up with the plane of the horizon being horizontal. Right, so that argument has to be completely denied for this sophistical set of science, modern science, I'd have to call it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you brought up sophistical. I was gonna say, sounds like a practicing sophist. I don't know how good he is, because I don't know who you're talking about, but there's lots of practicing sophists.
Let me say spaghetti.
I don't care to watch that particular individual.
But it's
now
interesting.
I'm certain that it's sophistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a series of 3 videos with one of them titled eye level, another one titled curve, and the other one titled a circle from above. Three videos. It's quite interesting to watch exactly what goes on. But these sort of people, I mean, I got a comment earlier. Let me have a quick read of this. Yeah, in fact, I'll put the. Does anybody want to watch? I can't really play the game and talk to you guys, so I'll put it on the Discord channel so you can see. Let us know if you want to. Wait a minute. Right, okay. Let me get this. Sort of, I know I shouldn't do this, but I mean, this is my personal, well, Well, I don't know. I mean, let's see. He says, we have a specific rule against lying here on the channel. That's his channel. Remember, I've just asked the question. I've asked the question, is eye level a straight line to you? And this is how he replies. He says, we have a specific rule against lying here on the channel. When you state, I've never been a flat earther, having proof the earth is not flat means I know the earth is not flat. He says that appears to be a lie. You have been quoted referring to flat earth, and those quotes are still available. I'm quite serious about this. I'll give you this opportunity to correct the misunderstanding. Where's the misunderstanding? If I say I've never been a flat earther, because I haven't, how could I be a flat earther? These guys surely know my history. I can make arguments, right? Some people can even call themselves flat earth something. And they don't get the same sort of stuff that I do. Literally. Got a proof that it's not flat. I was told tonight that that doesn't matter. Having a proof that the earth is not flat does not matter to you being called a flat earther. That's disgusting. And these people are denying dictionary definitions of words when they're saying that. They're denying dictionary definitions and they're going against me having a proof. They can't even sit down and see the proof that level is horizontal and that proving that the earth is not flat. I think it's disgusting, but it is modern day society. So how can I carry on in a group of people that are just blatantly dishonest? But they think I'm being dishonest. So who is being dishonest? Who has the proof that the earth's not flat? We literally just had somebody in and he said that. He doesn't care. It doesn't matter whether you have a proof of something because, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I am, where I'm going to be, or what the fuck's going on, but in this arena. But I do know that there are people that call themselves flat earth math that then go around saying that they aren't flat earthers, but other people that can prove the earth is not flat are flat earthers. I mean, I think it's crazy. These people are absolutely mental. And then there's other people claiming to be doing science and trying to science a dictionary definition out of the dictionary while saying that's not what they're doing.
For me, this is strange that, for example, flat earth math is not accused of being liar when he believes in his globe, but he should be accused because in his name is flat earth, so he is flat earther, or should be, but nobody accuses him of being flat earther in disguise, of globe earther, for example.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Only you. When you say that you have proof, that the Earth is not flat, so you are lying flat Earth. But when flat Earth math is saying that he is not flat earther, he is not lying. For me, this is just insane.
Yeah, there's nobody wants to see the proof either. Strange.
Excuse me, guys. I have a small request for Free for All Friday.
Go on.
My wife has decided to start a new business for herself. I put her video in the live chat. If you guys wouldn't mind just going to her site and checking out what she's doing and maybe leaving a like or a comment or something. I'd like to try and help her out, get started.
Okay, can you get it?
And I figure you would be the best people.
Have you
It's called Sterling Resin. She's making memorials and stuff for people. I just thought you guys might think it's cool. She's really excited about it. At your leisure. You don't have to do it right now. Just if you guys wouldn't mind going checking it out. I would appreciate it.
Yeah, hang it, leave it about. We'll sort it out.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Kevlar, thank you very much, lad. I had to beat Gords at what? What year? Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you call this place an arena, then it's ridiculous. I've been watching what happens, you know, with the, let's call them flat earthers, but I don't know. Does anybody know what's going on at the minute? I think it's always been a ridiculous conversations, non-arguments, and I'll still maintain that there are no arguments. Nobody can ever come up with an argument. Nobody's come up with a rebuttal or anything. The argument still stands. All horizontals are parallel. What they've done recently is to try and get rid of it. Literally, there's a guy doing science, claiming to be doing science, and headshot, claiming to be doing science and bending horizontals. But he, you know, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just what I get from all of this stuff. People making the horizon, which is a corollary of the argument that horizontals are parallel. The plane of the horizon is horizontal. I mean, how can it not be? Is there ever been any rebuttal to that? I'd say not. But what do people do when they don't have arguments? What do you do? If you're a sophist, as we've learned, what do you do? What do you do if you can't rebut an argument? One of the most simple arguments ever. In fact, we call it the argument because it can't be rebutted. All horizontals are parallel.
You call it a straw man or some other sort of fallacy. You just call it a fallacy and then ignore it.
People can do what they want. I'm okay knowing that the argument stands. All horizontals are parallel. I think everybody knows it too. I think everybody's okay with it. Well, I say everybody. Apart from a few. Very few. Sophist scientist. You know, science, isn't it meant to follow a particular method, procedure?
That would be called the scientific method, I think.
Would that start with observation?
Typically, yes.
And then would you upturn that observation? Or would you go with the identity of the subjects involved? I mean, do you imagine that you can science the horizon?
No.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of talk about it, isn't there? Like, within this arena, if you can prove that all horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon, because the plane of the horizon is horizontal, and it can't be falsified, then I don't know what use is argumentation. If something so obvious can be denied from the offset, and you can have people sophisting science, you know, out of that. It's a mockery.
It is a mockery.
Literally.
Well, they're not, Bev, we know, right? They're not doing science. They say they're doing science, but in reality, what they're doing is religion.
Well, they claim it's modern science, don't they?
Yeah, well, modern science in many ways is religion. They swapped it out 1400 years ago.
Can I interrupt? Speaking of science, I can science that. I can spaghetti that. Put out a video about the horizon last night. It was pretty funny.
That's what we're alluding to.
That's what we're talking about, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was late to the party.
Well, that's all right, Rob.
But still, for me, if someone is saying that horizon is not horizontal, it is like saying that whiteness is not white. This is the same for me. Same nonsense.
Yeah, at that point, it just becomes a faith, doesn't it? It's and you have to perpetuate your religion that white is not white.
Yeah. But
or
still,
sophist your way, right? Sophist your way through it.
See, I don't know whether I'm fed up with it or I can't see the point. I mean, I can see the point in doing what we do, but for this arena, it seems like you've got people who want to be, who want to call themselves scientists, but they want to completely fuck about with science. Literally. I mean, how can you science the horizon to find out that it's a circle? I mean, like, where's that come from? Like, other than you turning around in a circle. Like, I don't. Where's the other circle? Where, like, how does the horizon become a circle?
Only when you are moving. So this is not about what you see, but it is about your movement. If you are turning, so you can have this point moving with you. So you are, let's say, you are describing a circle, but you need motion for that. So if you are looking at the horizon, you are not moving anywhere. So this is just a line. You cannot infer from that this is a circle if you can see straight line.
But if you're not dealing with mathematics or science, you can infer anything you like, can't you? Which is why I will forever to my dying day say these are cultists. It's a religion. They're proselytizing. And if anyone's ever been in that arena, you know how difficult it is to talk someone who is zealously proselytizing their religion out of zealously proselytizing their religion.
Yes,
Many of them will carry on to their deaths, literally.
yeah, they are, for me, they are just science fiction propagandists. So, but if they believe in that, so they have this religious zealotry.
Yeah, science fiction though, typically people that engage in science fiction know it's fiction.
I would slightly disagree because when, for example, science fiction authors were writing their books back in the day, so in that period of time, it was science fiction, but now it is not, apparently. So if Arthur Clarke, I think he was writing something about satellites or whatever. In that time, it was science fiction, but now suddenly this is science. Imagine that. And Jules Verne, for example, trip to the moon with ballistics, for example. It was Canoon, and the scientists, science fictionist rather, he put himself into this rocket, not rocket, cannon, and he shoot himself to the moon. And he went around moon and went back to Earth, and that was science fiction. And it was like I don't know if it was in 19th century or at beginning 20th century, this Jules Verne histories. So it was science fiction. Now it is science. So I think that the operation is that way, that now what is science fiction in 20 or 30 years, it will be not science fiction. It will be science.
Claimed science.
Yes, claimed science, yes.
Then science has no meaning.
Obviously, modern science is just a word.
Yeah.
It associates with real science. That's why they use this word, I think, to confuse people only, because it has nothing to do with the science, really.
I don't know. We've just gone over the sophist, and I'm seeing it more and more. Literally, it's coming to us.
Now it will be easier to spot a sophist, because now we know better how a sophist operates, what tricks he uses to deceive people or to disorient opponent in discussion. So that's very telling and learning. I am happy to know this sophistical tricks, because it is good. This logic around sophistry, what is sophistry and how to deal with that, is very good method to fight against sophists.
I think when they're that blatant, though, as they are in this arena, there's not much. There's not much you can do about it, right? Like,
Yes,
I've been saying for I don't know how long, right? I'm not a flat earther, and yet there's a load of people that just want to keep us in this arena by saying, yeah, you are. Like, no, I'm not. Nobody wants to compare proofs. I just think it's fucking ridiculous.
I think this is just set up, and it is we have given false dichotomy, flat Earth versus globe Earth, or heliocentric model, or whatever. And if you are on one of the sides, both sides have ready strawman arguments. So this is the purpose, I think, to keep going on with strawman arguments against different model, let's say. Never ending story, because strawman will never resolve the issue here. So if we have some real proofs that will kill the model, none of them want to hear that, because flat earthers also want to keep it going. So they don't use killing arguments. That's why I think that this is just set up.
Well, I
was waiting for years for killing argument, because flat earthers had killing arguments to destroy globe, and till now they don't use that. How many years should I wait? So I just spotted that this is not their goal. They just want to make money from ongoing strawman topics. That's it. So I am not really interested in that false dichotomy, because I know that the purpose is not to reveal the truth, but rather to make money from both sides. And of course, I don't have any problem with that, that someone is making money, but he should tell the audience that, okay, I'm making money here, so I don't want to kill opponent too quickly because there will be no fun more. So no more fun, no more money. So we are just playing game for years.
Haven't we learned
okay.
that it's all about the not that? So if you're dealing with something that isn't,
yeah, that's the strawman here, because in fact you can expose falsity of the opponent, and you can provide real arguments, but both sides are avoiding that killing arguments. If argument is too good, they are obfuscating argument or creating ridiculous examples. So, and they are going with that for months or even years. Boring. And that's why there is no debate, because if there would be real debate, formal debate, and I would say that one side would win immediately within one debate, and the case would be closed forever. And both sides don't want that. So there would be no debate.
Yeah. I can't remember how long we've been saying this. There is no argument. There's no argument for a reason. Well, I mean, look at the conversations that's going on. I mean, I've been told this week that nobody wants to know about any of these arguments or anything. I mean, it's trite, isn't it? People just want to hear about the slander and people misrepresenting people. So they can dismiss arguments.
I would say that this is for the audience. So if audience wants to hear that for months and years, so I'm sorry, I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to participate in that. Because for me, it is not fun. I would like to have different kind of entertainment than slander people and laughing at them and making idiotic comments, etc. But this is just me. Maybe there are, apparently there are many people who like that kind of entertainment, but not me. And there are people who are making money from that, because some people like to do that. Other people are making money from that.
I don't know. Timothy's some memberships there. Somebody saying something about a black swan. Because I have heard that
Yeah, can you hear me?
yeah.
Yeah. The new Black Swan is actually Rakia's Bridge picture by Soundly.
Yeah, but a black
Mitchell from
swan for what?
Australia.
That's what
Oh,
again.
that the horizon is not the curve of the earth.
Wow. Well, the horizon's horizontal, right?
Right. So it's not the curve of the earth.
So there's no curve. But yeah, but I mean that's
Because it's
not
water.
a black swan, is
For
it?
one, no, I understand. But for one, it's water, not earth.
Yes, we
People
are
are
talking.
strange these days, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we are talking not about topographical horizon. So water creates horizon in straight line or close to straight line because, of course, it is not perfectly at rest. But if would be at rest, it would create straight line, this horizon where a sky meets water. That would be straight line. But because it is very far from us, we cannot see this, let's say, ondulation of
Yeah,
water.
but also, every lens you look through, the edges are gonna curl one way or the other because every lens is curved.
No, no, it doesn't
Yes,
work that way. You are
yes.
talking about fish eye lens. No, the lens is not.
No. Even your eyeball even has the curved lens. So
Yes,
anything you look at, the edges, you can really notice it when you're moving up and down. The edges of your vision will not look the same as the direct front of your vision if you use your periphery when moving up and down. Even standing in one spot, move up and down, look at your periphery.
yes, but if you have a spherical lens, so
No,
not
any
distorted,
lens has a curve to it.
uh, of course, lens is curved, but
That's right.
lens does not curve straight lines. This is the problem for some people because lens, if it is spherical lens, it will not change straight line into curve. So, for example, in auto lever, there is barrel distortion. So it is less curved, let's say, in one on one axis, and on second axis is less in one and more in other. And that's why we have barrel distortion. But this is like slightly cylindric lens, and it is involved distortion for a purpose. But if you have spherical lens, then it cannot change a straight line into curve. Absolutely not. So if you are going with lens off axis, your lens is not your axis of your lens is not pointing at horizon, but let's say higher, it will not distort this horizon line below. So you can move camera up and down, and it will not change a straight line into a curve. If it is, it means that your lens is somehow have this barrel distortion. But perfect spherical lens would not do that.
Can we get it that a lens has to be curved in order to be a lens?
Yeah.
If there's no curvature, it's not a lens. It's just a piece of glass.
Yes, because it is then you can create, for example, prism. If you have prism, so glass prism, it will not create image. It will diffract light into rainbow, because the angle of incidence of light rays will be distorted in one way. And if, for example, you have just glass of like window, like in window, so incoming ray is refracted in one direction, but when it is leaving glass, it is going back to the same direction. That's why, for example, your image in window is moved right or left, for example. But it is not shrinking, or it is not magnified or whatever. It's just moved left to right slightly, because it is refracted in one direction and then go back. So the line leaving this ray leaving glass is parallel to the incoming ray. That's why your image is not distorted. It's just moved right or left. In order to make the image smaller, you have to have lens. Yes, lens, it means curve. Without that, you have no lens. So that would be not refraction in sense like lens is refracting, because it is always refraction. But in a straight, let's say, window glass, you have this refraction when ray is incoming to glass is refracted in, let's say, 30 angle, 30 degree angle, let's say, for example, and when it is leaving, it is going back to the same angle at which it was incoming. So they are parallel. So no shrinking, no diminishing of the image, etc. The only way to magnify or shrink image is to have curve, convex or concave. If you have convex, you will shrink. If you have concave to incoming rays, that would be magnified.
Don't know how much further I'll be getting in this game. Let's have a look. Yeah, whoever that is that's got a picture of that bridge. I mean, I would say that we've already been over the bridge. We call it Rakir's Bridge. Keeps coming up. It's been up quite a few times. In fact, that was one of the first things that we ever looked at, a bridge over water, claimed by a guy who's not around anymore, that he drove over it with surveying equipment on his car, on the roof of his car, and people believed it. People People have believed a ridiculous thing about a guy putting something on the top of his car and driving over the bridge. Both ways. And they think that's surveying. In fact, we were talking to a guy tonight about it, called Charles, about that very thing.
About
3
this
coplanar
train?
points. Yeah.
Did he bring this picture, Jesse Kozłowski, or this soundly?
No. We were discussing the fact that 3 coplanar points, one in the each end, and one in the middle. 3 points, equal elevation, claim to be 3 coplanar points by the guy that drove over the bridge. I mean, many people have drove over the bridge, but not many have claimed that driving over the bridge is a surveying operation. Just one guy, not around anymore. But again, I've seen people claiming it. I think it was on some other video. Loads of people have claimed that they're bringing that picture out, and it means, I don't know. It's a black swan of what? What's the claim that picture could possibly be a black swan for?
No, I cannot say that would be a black swan, because this picture is obviously fake.
Can I give you the claim?
Go on.
The claim from the globe side that the black swan is supposed to refute, I guess, is that the earth, like the earth, the ground, and the water together all form a sphere with a radius of 3,959 miles. That's the claim. And the black swan refutes the claim by saying that if the earth is a sphere with a radius of 3,959 miles, then the distance to the horizon, the horizontal, can be no more than 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet.
Yeah, but that's
Which
ridiculous,
goes back
right?
to
Because
that.
you can't
Yeah,
measure
but
the
well,
horizon.
no, if you, I know this, but they're saying that their Earth curve calculator gives them the numbers that the horizon should be at.
Yeah, but you can't measure that, so that's a ridiculous claim. Therefore, you can't have.
But that's
you can't
the claim.
have a black swan
I
to
was just
that.
giving you the claim.
Yeah, I'm saying that I think somebody claimed that there was a new black swan, and I'm asking what the black swan is. A black swan 2. Because obviously, the horizon being the plane of the horizon being horizontal wouldn't be a rebuttal to somebody's claim of a horizon at a certain distance. So, I mean, it would be helpful if, because we do deal with argumentation quite a lot here. And in order to know the black swan, you would have to know the statement that the black swan would be the rebuttal to. I mean, like, we've been asking for a black swan, which I claim is impossible, of horizontals being parallel. Now, that should be able to come from anyone. Because the argument's there for everyone to see.
Yeah, or divergent verticals. Black swan for divergent verticals. This is pretty much the same. So, or divergent horizontals or divergent verticals.
Well, I mean, if somebody claims divergent verticals, you could claim that all horizontals are parallel. So therefore, that is a black swan for divergent verticals, right? The very fact that you can establish a horizontal would prove that perpendicular to that horizontal will occur at any point along it. And the fact that that would therefore would then be vertical, perpendicular to the horizontal that you've established.
Yes, and black swan would be that that you cannot establish at any point this vertical being perpendicular to horizontal. That would be black swan, but they cannot provide that.
Yeah. Yeah, and they try to use sophistry and science to claim that horizontal, that's another claim that we had earlier tonight, horizontal is not geometric. You cannot even relate it to geometric things, even though it is a line or a plane. Because it doesn't exist within geometry, therefore it cannot be established within reality, is the claim.
It can. It is visual condition. So if you draw a straight line on piece of paper, you can see straight line on piece of paper. And this is geometrical straight line. And the same line you can see on the horizon. So what's the problem? I cannot see any problem here. We say that this line is straight because we see this line as straight. So if I see horizon, water horizon, and I can see that this is straight line, for me this is straight line. The same, it is geometrical straight line. I don't know how to name it otherwise.
Yeah. It's like there are, I've been saying this for quite a bit, right? There's a way that if you want, like you say, there's arguments there to win a debate. It's just that nobody wants to have the debate. Nobody wants to be honest with their argumentation, with their proposals. They'd rather talk about models than reality. And that's a shame, because there is progress to be made from all of us. But if you don't know where the direction you're going is, then how do you make progress? Just going round and round in circles.
They also like to put tape measures on pictures or rulers on pictures. Tell you they know what's going on.
That's this very stupid idea. So, but okay. But you know, you can magnify your picture, tak? Yes, on the screen. And if you have real ruler with centimeters, so this picture would change size. So it would tell you nothing. Or you can change, let's say, size of a ruler. So it is just nonsense, but okay, some people do that. For example, like granting, but I don't know why. What they want to prove by that? because it tells nothing. Putting a ruler to a picture. It's just ruler at the picture, nothing more. It tells you nothing.
Well, I do believe that that's what happened with the science guy today. I think in the video titled Curve, he puts a line from like A to C and shows that B is above it in the center.
And so it means that this line is not straight.
Yeah, but he says that means that the horizon is not horizontal. Science, modern science. So if you were on the understanding, right, that the horizon was horizontal, then you best be aware that within this arena, people don't need to go with the dictionary definitions of horizontal. And they can, in fact, go against that dictionary definition and indeed curve the horizon, which means that if you still go with the dictionary definition, then horizontal is curved. Which it's a fundamental break in reality, I'm guessing, right? Because practically everyone knows that level is horizontal. It's all used practically, even admitted today by flat earth math, as if that means anything. But practically level is horizontal. So when you say that level is horizontal, that works practically. But within this arena, that's you being dishonest also. Very strange. Hypocritical.
Yes, and that would mean that someone is flat earther also. So that's just...
Yeah, but only in this arena, you see, right? You can say it in reality, right? Because it practically is. Level is horizontal practically. But within this arena, you have to bow down to lunatics that have a different idea within this arena. That what might be straight here, if you imagine it over there as not being straight. That's where we're at, 2023. Modern science. You can see it. Modern science sophistry in 3 videos from a guy called I Can Science That. And the thing that he's sciencing is the horizon. Can you imagine it? A YouTube scientist sciencing the horizon to science a curve into the horizon. Makes it a shape.
How do you science the horizon though? Like just how? I don't see that as being even possible.
You do it in 3 videos.
I'm gonna have to watch those videos because that just sounds ridiculous.
Now, this channel is I Can Science That or whatever?
Yes.
No, okay. So maybe I will...
He's the guy that
that.
took the realizing Euclid test, and I don't know what he did to that. I think he... Again...
No, that's the guy that put spaghetti on his phone.
That's the guy, yes. That's science. Modern science. once again attempting to modern science a curvature to horizontal, or what I call horizontal. He calls it the horizon, and I'd say that a corollary to all horizontals being parallel to the plane of the horizon means that the plane of the horizon is horizontal. Doesn't take much working out to do that, but
Yes, if plane of the horizon is a plane, it means that this limit we can see where sky meets water has to be straight line, because otherwise it would be not a plane. So if this surface would be curved and this line of horizon would be curved, there would be no plane. This is simple. But it is straight line, and that's why you can create plane from this line of horizon. From line of the horizon, you can create plane of the horizon. But he sees curve there, maybe, okay. But I have seen many curves in distorted lenses. So people are using fisheye lens to prove that the horizon is curved. I have seen many pictures and footages of that. This is just a trick. If you have normal lens, spherical lens, and you have a picture without distortion, the horizon is straight line.
well, you don't need to use dictionary definitions of horizontal. Apparently you need surveying definitions, because apparently they don't use the same horizontal that's given to everybody in dictionary definitions. I think it's bad, right? We've gone over the last 3 days. We've literally gone over Plato, the Sophist, and we're going to go over more stuff because it's obvious that there is an understanding to be gotten from these Plato plays of the organon, which is it's how to communicate and how to structure arguments, really, and methods used in order to communicate. That's what we've got from the last 3 days. That's what I've got from the last 3 days. So I would encourage anybody to come in. I think we're going to be doing more of this sort of stuff. It does seem like the sort of stuff that we do is only open for slander if we do it. So if people want to come in and get involved in it, then it will be in the Discord. And that way, then the slander channels won't be able to go over the content that we do, because it'll all be done within Discord, and it's a more personal type learning to go over that way anyway. To be honest, I wasn't really comfortable talking about some of the things that we do in the live shows, purposely because these guys do actually slander everything we say. It's sort of become a rebuttal to what we say, because they've slandered us that much and said that we lie. Even now, when we say truthful things with rock solid arguments, they become lies just because of the slander that's gone before. It's got that bad, really, that I don't think I can say anything publicly, because there are 10, 20, 30, 40 times more people that are willing to slander anything we say publicly. They'll be happy doing that. So to me now, truth spoken just have the opposite happen when certain people get hold of it. So when you say the horizon is horizontal, that's enough for some people to say that it's obviously not because Bev said it, which I think that's terrible, but that's modern day science. Slander science, let's call it. Refute me. Say I'm not. Say that isn't true. Can't, can you? Nobody can say that isn't true.
Of course, because they cannot falsify that statement. So, sorry. So they have to go to atoms only because this is the only way. So they use heuristic or heuristics. You can see this Arthur Schopenhauer list of his tricks in debate or in discussion or in the conversation. When you haven't got any arguments or counter arguments, Schopenhauer is giving you the way how to debate without argument. So there are 30 ways to do that. So that's it. Of course, it is not meritorical, but this is sophistry. This is just tricks for the audience. It will not prove anything. Using this Arthur Schopenhauer tricks, you will not prove anything. It is just to appeal to audience that you will look smart only. But it is not about argument. And people are doing that. They are using these tricks, heuristic tricks. And they appear to be smart, but they are not addressing any argument, in fact. But the audience cannot see that. The way of sophist is to deceive audience, that audience would not see or hear that he is making tricks, that he is not addressing arguments, that he is making fallacies. Audience will not see that. That's the artistry of sophistry, let's say.
Well, see, I think, right, there is a real world, and there is real maths, and there is real logic, and argumentation and debate, just not within this arena, within this structured, let's say, camp around arguments where you have to agree to automatically allow your partner or your interlocutor, right, to have contradictory statements.
Yes, you have, in debate, you have to have some common ground. Because without common ground, there would be no debate. So you have to come to terms, something like point or straight line. But if someone is denying straight line as being straight in the same way as opponent, I would say debating about geometry, it is nonsensical. Because it always would be reduced to that straight line problem. So differences between opponents in debate would be reduced to that understanding or not understanding of straight line. So, for example, debating about geometry without agreeing on straight line is just pointless.
Yeah, agreeing to have different geometries. Like one of the things we had today, a discussion about a triangle, right? And then a statement that there are two different types of triangle, but not in the way that you're talking about isosceles and scalene and right angle, acute, obtuse, not that sort of different triangle, just different triangles, right?
Yeah, I understand.
But never to be defined, right? In order for them to have this other triangle, right, they want you to say planar triangles, right, to differentiate triangles from these other triangles. So there's planar triangles, and then there's, well, there isn't, but they want you to be able to have a conversation, to at least think that there's some other sort of triangle. I think it's fantastic the way that, you know, that's your starting place.
For me, it is hard to debate, but I would refute that these triangles in that way. If you have planar triangle and planar figures, they have a certain amount of angles. For example, square has always 360 degrees, sum of the angles. And of course, if you put that square on the sphere, it would be greater number. But if you put that on this inverse sphere or conical surface, that would be less. So
not a square though, is it?
For me, it means nothing, because the property of triangle is used, for example, in trigonometry, and Pythagorean theorem is based on triangle with that amount of angles. So because it gives you proportion between sides and angles, and you cannot have that kind of proportion if you draw this pseudo triangle on the sphere or on conical surface with less than 180 degrees. So this triangle is useless. You cannot calculate anything with that kind of triangle. So I don't know what they are talking about, these spherical triangles. What would be the use of these triangles?
Well,
I have no idea.
Is not every triangle a planar triangle?
Yes, for me it is, of course.
For me too. But that can't be agreed upon, right? There's a certain group of people that can't even start the conversation because they want to imagine that there are triangles different. Now, like I was saying, in reality, there are 3 points to a triangle. Now, in a different type of thing, there are still 3 points. But they don't imagine the triangle to be the same, which is a law of identity violation. If a triangle has 3 points and the shortest distance between those points are straight lines, then how can
Yes.
you have the same 3 points but not the same triangle?
Because they are connected with curved lines. Simple. And it
It's not
means
the
that this is
shortest
not
distance then, is it?
absolutely, yeah. Not only distance is different, but always angle is completely off. So only with a straight line you have angle.
No,
measurement.
we were saying that what they like to call spherical triangle is actually 3 great circles. And the angles are measured between those circles. So that cannot be called a triangle. It's 3 circles.
Yeah.
Not a triangle. But they can't even be honest enough to say that and admit it.
Yeah, there are 3 circles intersecting in 3 points. Okay, so, but still, you can have that, but it doesn't make a triangle.
No, quite clearly. You need 3 circles and a sphere. Well,
Yeah.
that's not what you make a triangle. Triangle's 3 points. The shortest distance between those 3 points.
Yes, just in space, yes. And shortest distance and 3 points, it gives you a triangle and plane in which this triangle exists automatically.
Yeah. Everyone will notice as they're listening to us here, we're not proving a shape of anything or rebutting anything to do with the Earth. We're just saying here, this is mathematical. A triangle is formed between 3 points, shortest distance. It's not formed between 3 circles. But that's what people want you to believe. They want you to believe there is a possibility of that. But how's that mathematical and how's it scientific? It just isn't. Just based on assumptions of you. I don't know what it was called. Like, we were going over the sophistry, right? What would that be? Because that would be him trying to define something by name only, right? It's not a true definition. A triangle is understood. 3 points, shortest distance between those 3 points. It's defined as linear, is it?
Yeah, similarity would be that we have 3 points and 3 unmeasurable angle. So 3 angle. So 3 sides, curved sides, and 3 unmeasurable angle.
It says here, definition 20, book 1. Rectilinear figures are those which are contained by straight lines. Trilateral figures or triangles by 3 straight lines. That's it.
Yeah, of course. By the way, only on a plane you can have straight lines.
Well,
because
3 points would define the plane, wouldn't they?
Yes. So you are creating like triangle. So you are creating triangle, and by that ipso facto, you are creating plane for that triangle. Because you are creating a portion of a plane. If you are enclosing this space with 3 straight lines, you are creating a plane.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it works the other way round, right? The triangle forms the plane. It helps you define the plane. The triangle is a planar figure. It's the first planar figure, really, apart from the
circle.
But I mean, the circle. I don't know.
But still, yes, because circle has radius. It has to be straight line. So if you are moving this straight line or extremity of this radius around, it also gives you a plane. It cannot give you anything else because radius is straight. So you will end in plane also. Any figure. If you are using straight line, you will end up in a plane. Anyway.
Yeah, that's why the radius needs to be half of the diameter, because I mean you could make that cone, couldn't you, by putting your compass point on a high spot. Then would you make a circle? But you need the straight line to form the triangle in between to know that the circle is on the plane.
Yes, but still you will create a circle and plane. Even if you are you have this point, center point, let's say, above surface.
Yeah, well, then the diameter of the circle and the point on the circumference of the semicircle would define your right angle triangle. You know, that you could do your calculations from, your Pythagorean formula. That would prove the triangle to be on a plane and also the circle. It's like a proof within it. Proof of both, really, to be on the plane. But I mean, that isn't derived from the geometry, is it? It's the geometry devises itself, really, within you can't change the rules of geometry and get something different to happen within a triangle.
No. You will have always the plane from 3 points. Connecting with a straight line, you will always have plane.
Yeah, I think that's what isn't really being understood. They just want you to try and imagine something else, when all I'm saying is that it cannot be anything else. A triangle is a triangle. The law of identity won't allow me to imagine that triangle as being something else, just because they want to put another word in front of it.
Yes, and if you will mirror this triangle, you will have a figure with 360 degrees. Not necessarily a square, it may be rhombus or whatever. But if you have, for example, right angle triangle, you will have a rectangle, at least rectangle. So, or square, if the sides of this isosceles triangle, if you have isosceles triangle, right angle triangle, that would create a square. And of course, it would be number of total number of angle would be doubled, because square has 360 degrees. It is double 180. So it can occur only on a plane. On a sphere, it doesn't work anyway. You have fixed, established and fixed relationship between many figures regarding sides and angles. These proportions are not existent in spherical geometry, I would say. Non-existing spherical geometry. Also, you are losing, for example, this pi, number pi. It can be only obtained with that ratio only on the plane. So, just impossible.
Yeah, I think we all know about that geometry. But I mean, hey, you see, nobody, I say nobody, these arguments are unusable within this arena. For obvious reasons, the Sophists seem to run this arena on both sides. Friendly, mutual sophistry. I'm curious as to the outside world, as to who would imagine that this new science, because that's what I'm calling it, it's a modern science, people willing to I call it lie, right? It's not just obfuscation. They're willing to lie about geometry, mathematics, the foundations of mathematics, to further a cause, and that cause being their new modern science. This new modern scientific method of lying. And it doesn't help people. It doesn't make people cleverer, this particular brand of sophistry. This makes people stupid and gets people angry. Because they've been tricked, and they've been tricked by people that are pushing science, modern science, as a noble sort of thing, so they can further slander and just lie. So most of the stuff that we do, obviously, is going to be letting people know about the obvious lies, but people want to come in. The stuff that we will be doing will be within the Discord. There's obviously stuff that we do within the Discord that is too much. I'm not saying that any of it will be banned or anything. It's just that the people that hear us, that don't want to hear us, get very triggered by the things we say, and they are making videos just slandering us. So if anybody does want to come into the Discord, then the Discord is where this is going to be from now on in. We will be making videos, but they will be more akin to laying down these arguments. The ones that we've noticed people can't use. The videos will be short videos of arguments and talking points that people can use in everyday life, talking to people. Obviously, you're going to have to take your pick of who you want to give these arguments to, and in which way and how you use these arguments, because some of them they're too much. There's not much people can actually do about these arguments other than obviously come to a realization about themselves and reality, or unfortunately they will take the slander route, misunderstand what the conversation is. Like the conversation here, I came into this arena stating that the horizon does not rise to eye level. How could it? But still, people making arguments, stating a rebuttal to that claim.
Yes, ridicule part of that is that horizon is not doing anything, so it cannot rise because it is there where it is.
But Eric DeBay said it on a video. So science, modern science, the guy I Can Science That, makes his rebuttal. That's how he starts his sophistry. Is Eric DeBay states that the horizon rises to eye level and the horizon does not rise to eye level. Therefore, and then you can carry on with the rest of your argument, right? But that's the premise that it's made upon. It's made upon somebody stating a ridiculous claim and then the rebuttal to that ridiculous claim.
Yes, of course, in context, he was talking about when you are changing elevation, but he's not, it was not given clearly, but generally, it's like, for example, this modus tollens by QE. So it is not very well formulated because, of course, if you are changing elevation, so on the globe model, let's say, you will change this horizon should not rise, let's say. And if the Earth is not a sphere, it means that it would rise, but it not rise, but I would say that it would stay at the same level as it was, because this is it is visual condition. So, but it is only contextual, and people don't get this context because it was not expressed well. Because in fact, the argument would be that if you are changing elevation, your height, if you are going up, this horizon stays at the same level. That would be argument, not rising to eye level. It stays at the same level.
I've always heard that. It's a stupid argument, right? If you rise above, then you're just getting further away from the ground below you.
Yeah.
And then, like
farther,
like I said to, I Can Science That, right? What is eye level? Now, if eye level is just the vertical height of your eye, then you going higher is you changing that vertical height of your eye. Then what are you doing with it? If you're relating it to something optical in the distance, then it has no relation to it at all.
Yeah,
None.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. And it was used, I would say, in that manner, only visual condition. So, and that would be argument, but not rising to eye level. Horizon is not rising. If you are going up, horizon stays at the same level as it was. That I would formulate. I can formulate that argument. That if you are going up, horizon is staying at the same level as it was, and this level means in your picture. This is visual
but
condition.
it gets pushed out farther.
Yes, because you are changing angle, or so you this angle, this limitation of your resolution, and your resolution is always angular. You are just widening this angle at that distance, so you can see farther. So you are moving this horizon, let's say, farther. That's it. But it stays at the same level as it was in your vision.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, what are you talking about? Because the rebuttal to this thing is all based around eye level. But what's that? What does it mean?
this misguiding expression, I would say.
Yeah, you
Because
can't
does it mean?
relate the level of your eye to the horizon because there is no connection. Literally, in order for you to have a level, you need a level and point A and point B, and you need to connect the two with a level. Your eye isn't one of those tools. So somebody stating that Eric DeBay made a ridiculous argument is the basis for them to formulate a drop of the level, right?
Yes, yeah.
Which is so ridiculous.
Yes, it is not about dropping level. In fact, if this argument would be expressed correctly, some people could argue about dropping horizon, not level. Dropping horizon, because that spherical model dictates that drop of horizon, not drop of level. Horizon, this visual horizon would drop on a sphere, but as you are going up, this is what model dictates, and of course this horizon is not dropping, so that would be refutation, but it has nothing to do with level, of course. And if I say the horizon dropping down, it means in your vision. That's because this is only visual condition. So this is optical thing, this horizon. Horizon is optical, and if someone is saying that horizon is dropping or not dropping, it is only optical issue.
Yet they want to imagine that these optical things can turn into arguments. I got told today on one of the threads of this video that in order for you to do anything in reality, it has to be observed. So therefore, horizontal has to be observed, but it can't be observed at the horizon. Because this guy, supposedly within this video, had optically shown that the horizon is curved. So you can't optically say that the horizon is horizontal, because modern science has shown that the horizon's curved. It's a circle. It's a curved circle.
He just provided some picture, but you can provide other pictures where horizon is dead straight. So it means that this is not a proof for anything, because if some people can provide horizon being straight and other people are providing horizon being curved, it means that we are dealing with some strange conditions, or let's say tools, devices, or lenses, different conditions, visual conditions, or whatever. But it means that pictures cannot prove anything, definitely. But still, I would say that if you have normal lens and normal visual condition without any strange things in the air, a horizon water horizon would be straight. Always. So if you have this water close to be at rest, there is no tide incoming or whatever. So this line would be straight. Okay, I have to go off
Okey-dokey.
earlier today,
Yeah.
tonight. Thank you very much.
Problem.
Bye,
What-
paper.
Has anyone else got anything? I do need to nip off to the toilet. It's
I have
Friday.
so much work to do.
Weekend. To be honest, I don't know what's going on in this arena. It seems like people just want to imagine whatever they want, and they're fine to it, right? Everybody knows that we have proof that the Earth's not flat, right? It's obvious that the Earth's not flat. Everybody knows that the Earth's not flat. Also, it's pretty obvious that practically level is horizontal. It's provable in reality. Also, so if you know that the Earth's not flat and you can prove that level is horizontal, then reality just is reality. The only people that get upset about it is the people that want to live within this arena with a different understanding. But I'm not pushing it on anybody. I mean, it's known already. Nothing needs to be pushed. I don't know what people actually want within reality. If people want to try and keep coming round to convince me that triangles aren't triangles or that contradictory statements are within the dictionary, well, I'll say I'd rather keep away from that, because it's crazy to me. Everybody knows what reality is, right? And I don't know why people get upset. I don't know why people need to slander other people because facts that are being talked about in reality. Practically, level is horizontal. And when I say practical, I mean it's used practically by everyone. Provable and demonstrable. So, anybody got anything to talk about? If not, I need to go to the toilet and I may as well just end it. Friday, free for all Friday, but hey. Anybody wants to talk about real arguments? We've already been over them. There's nothing new in this arena except the stuff that we're doing. Completely new. Not really that new. Old stuff. But for this arena, new. Real arguments. But strangely enough, there's a certain group of people that aren't really needed. The people that make ridiculous arguments that are easily refuted. And nobody actually wants to attempt to make those arguments. What they'd rather do is make videos and wait for you to rebut them. Well, they're that ridiculous. And they're not even worth rebutting. And that's the truth. So if you want any real arguments, real discussions, furthering understanding, then you know where to come. Next level.
I
I'd just like to put a final note and just try and ask again if everybody could just go and check out my wife's channel or her website.
Have you put it in the YouTube?
Well, I'm not a mod in the YouTube anymore, so I don't think it posted. I tried posting it, but I'm not a mod.
Let me get it. Let me see if I can get
Yeah,
it.
it's on the Discord. If you wouldn't mind putting it on the YouTube, maybe. If you guys could all just subscribe, maybe watch one of the videos, that'd be great. My wife would really appreciate it. She's trying to get this thing off the ground. I told her I'd help her out.
Yeah, watch a few videos if you can, everyone, please.
Thanks, Bev.
Thumbs up and likes or subscribe. I will be doing.
And if you go to the website, you can even order stuff right off the website, and she makes it all custom. So it's pretty cool.
Thank you, Rob.
Thanks, Bev. I'll see you on Monday or maybe sometime over the weekend.
Yeah, we're going to be doing loads of stuff over the weekend, more stuff, and more of what we've been doing midweek. There will be lots more stuff coming. We will be making more videos, but these will be shorts. And if you want to come and get involved in it, if you have any input, especially with these shorter videos, we want to make them more accessible to more people. So come on in, get involved in it, and we'll see what we can do. Proper arguments that you can get involved in. That's where we're going. Come in over the weekend. We will be back, Model Affliction Monday. No doubt there will be some developments. There's plenty going on in the background. There's plenty of conversations that I've got recorded that have happened. They're a lot more heated than what you get here because some people are too shy to come on the live streams. They need to come and do these little things in between, off air. So yeah, they're all recorded. Okay. Let me get any requests for Buster song? Anyone?
I was just gonna say anything by a guy named Buster.
Yeah, I've got a massive list of them now. Quite a big list. Anyone? Any two conflicting truths? We've not had that for a bit. Okie dokie. Thank you very much.
My favorite Buster song. Thank you.
Join us at the weekend. Or if not, see you Monday on the Level Discord. Come on in.
Let's give it a go.
Everybody's got a path to choose. You can critically think or give yourself to accepted information too. Well, you got a right. Everybody's got their own way to go. Fast to what you know. Don't let their opinions throw you off. You got to stay the course you're on. You got it right. Everybody's got their own way to go. Comes a time you have to choose. You Contemplate before you make a choice. You got to let your voice be heard. You'll never see this place again. You got it right. Everybody's got their own way to go. There comes a time you have to choose. You can't hold two conflicting truths. Eliminate the wrong path to take. You'll find the answers that you need. Try not to enable their thoughts. They got enough problem with this bridge to cross. No matter what I say, they're doomed. You got it right. Everybody's got their own way to go. There comes a time you have to choose.